Hello, I'm Claire-Louise Hay from behealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. So I'm just going to go on my live, make sure I'm there. You like the thumbnail today? I got all excited because of the card that came out today. So I was watching the daily read before, and it was like about our strength again, about our true spiritual strength and not needing to impose ourselves, and also about using our intuition and everything. But there was no like why behind it all, you know? Anyway, there is in the card that's come out today from one of Colette Baron Reid's decks. My coffee's going cold, so I'm going to have to drink it right now. That's my coffee done. Yeah, so the card for today, this is one of my favourite cards in all of Colette Baron Reid's decks. Because it's Treasure Island. How beautiful is that? Especially because I live on Turtle Island too. I live on Koh Tao in Thailand, which means Turtle Island. And so this card always has special meaning for me because it's like whenever I see this card, it's like, oh, my treasure's on this island. And this island has brought me so much as well. Let's have a look what Colette says about this card. You've worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tapped the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because some of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase, where all the long, hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally. In all aspects of your life at this time, you have good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it and share it with others, as treasure shared multiplies like magic. How cool is that? So yeah, it's mentioned intuition again, so this ties in with the daily read. And it's like, this is what we're doing it for. This is what we're tapping into, our strength, our true strength, which is our spiritual strength. So false strength is the ego strength. It's when we don't feel strong at all, and then that can lead to like bullying and manipulation and control and all of that. So we don't want to do that. We want to use our spiritual strength, which is more about boundaries, being strong in ourselves, doing the best for ourselves, making good decisions for ourselves, turning away from what isn't good for us rather than trying to fight it or control it or change it. Hello, how are you? Where are you watching from? Yeah, so everyone that's joined me, just pop up a message letting me know who you are, where you're watching from. So it's good to know where you guys are. I'm on Treasure Island. I'm on Turtle Island, India. Okay, I'm on Turtle Island in Thailand. Just like Treasure Island today. So this is the card of great abundance. This is like everything, the abundance that's right for you. I mean, that's what abundance is. When I say abundance, I'm not talking about great wealth. I'm not talking about a lot of money. I'm not talking like a windfall of money, although that could be what it is. But I'm talking about what's right for you. And so abundance for you could be like a lot of friends coming into your life. It could be a lot of support, emotional support. It could be a lot of money. It could be more success. It could be like reaching more people. Your higher self always knows what you need, what's best for you. And that's what true abundance is. The universe bringing what's best for you into your life at the time. So yeah, the daily read. If you haven't watched it, and today being the 19th of November, Tuesday the 19th of November, I know it is that day for me. I know for some of you in the States, and if you're in the UK, it's still yesterday. But yeah, I'm talking about the daily read for Tuesday. What's happening? Am I still live? Because it doesn't look like it on my phone. Let me try and go into it again. Can you guys still see and hear me? Or has it stopped working? No, looks like it's still working. Maybe it's just not fine. Correct. Did it kick everyone else off as well? Oh, all coming back. Don't know what happened then. Bit of a glitch. You can hear me still. It didn't kick you off. Kicked me off on my phone. I saw the numbers go down, so I think it kicked everyone off. Like, get out of here. Why am I still here? That's good. So I picked out some cards because I wanted to know, like, I wanted to know what this connection was with the daily read, with this abundance, with this great abundance. So I picked out some of the cards already. It kicked everyone but me. Well, that's good. And yeah, they're getting back on. I can see that. Welcome back, everyone. I don't know what happened there. It kicked me off on my phone as well. The live was still going. Just booted us all out. To see if you're really serious about this abundance, right? So yeah, I picked out some cards already to go deeper into the daily read. And I've got Own My Idea and Make Love. And so this intuition that you've had, the intuition, that inner knowing, the inner ideas about doing something that you'd really love to do. As that card said, as Treasure Island said, Colette Baron Reid said, sometimes you don't know that it's leading you to the abundance, right? These ideas of something that you'd love to do. Sometimes you don't know what it's leading to. You've just got to go with it. It could be talking to someone. It could be going somewhere. It could be even starting a project and you don't even know where it's leading you. You can't see that it's going to lead you to the right people. The universe really works in magical ways, and you've got to trust these ideas when they come in. I'm trying to think of an example of like something random that I've done because my intuition told me to do it. And then it's actually led to abundance. I mean, if you think like this, I had this idea for Psychic Cafe years ago and I didn't do it. I started doing it, a few months ago. And so this is kind of obvious, it's obvious to see that working on my YouTube will bring abundance in. But there's other things that aren't so obvious, like things that I've followed in my life, ideas that I've had, like sailing in the islands and stuff like that are not so obvious. But if you've had ideas about doing something you love, it can lead to abundance, even if you can't see how. Often, especially when you can't see how. We tie ourselves in knots when we try and figure out the how we're going to get something. And it's coming from a lackful perspective, right? When you think how am I going to get it? Or when you have an idea and it's like, how is that possibly going to work? It's like, you don't need to know how it's going to work. You just need to do it and trust your higher self has given you that idea for a reason. So this is the importance of this strength, right? Having our spiritual strength instead of relying on that ego strength, the pretend strength from our ego, trying to make things happen, pushing people around, coercing people, manipulation, And you can see, like in business, right? You can do something like this and share your gifts and just share it freely, and then abundance comes back to you, right? Or you can do like fancy marketing to try and poke people's wounds and convince them to get something that they don't really want. There's that, and that's like coming from the ego strength, and unfortunately a lot of us respond to that. Hey Angie. My sense, I got into graduate school because I went to my ex-girlfriend's wedding and heard about who I should talk to about getting a scholarship. Isn't that cool? Yeah, good example. So I'm going to be giving some free mini readings, Angie, once I've finished going through the deeper down into daily energies for everybody. And then I'm going to pick my cards out, and then I'm going to give you guys some mini readings. But if you want a private reading, then there's a link in the comment box for this. My private readings are 120 Australian dollars, which is about 85 US dollars, I think. People tend to know what US dollars are worth more than Australian dollars. Okay, so other cards that I've got for today is the physical action. It's like don't sabotage yourself by not taking the physical action, and don't sabotage yourself by taking physical action that your ego strength is trying to get you to take. Right? So when you don't feel strong, when you don't feel that strong connection with spirit, you're not trusting that it's giving you the intuition that you don't need to do that much, that you just need to follow your intuition right and take the action on that. And when you sabotage it, it's because you're not connected with that true strength. You're trying to use your ego instead, which is telling you to coerce and manipulate and try and make it happen and all of that, right? Saying don't sabotage it by doing that false strength, ego strength action. Take the action that your intuition is telling you. Hey Diane, how are you? So let's pick out some more cards for today, because it's all really good advice. I love the way it's tying in this. For those of you that haven't seen already, the card for the day is Treasure Island, which is amazing abundance. And so it's tying it in with my daily read today for Tuesday, the 19th of November, which was talking about your spiritual strength and not falling back on that ego strength and following your intuition, and also letting people support you as well. That was in there too. That was the challenge, was to allow people to support you, because abundance is coming through, and abundance is the resources that are perfect for you. Yeah. And so we've got go for it. So this is about going for what we want, for that abundance that we want, but detaching. Detachment card has come out because sometimes we don't know what's best for us. And as I said, true abundance is what is best for us. It's not necessarily what our ego wants, right? So the last couple of days I've been given that example of a few years ago when I was trying to manifest a Porsche convertible, because it's a beautiful car. But I couldn't manifest it. And like a lot of things were manifesting for me at the time, but I couldn't manifest that. And it just didn't happen. But then like 3 months later, I was living on a yacht. And I'm so glad that it didn't manifest, because I would have had to have sold it straight away. Right? And now I've got no need for a car at all. And so this is what it means. It's like detach, go for it, go for what you want, but detach. It's like go for what your intuition is telling you to do, but then detach from what you're trying to get out of it, what you think is right for you, because true abundance is going to kick in instead. Hey Bobby, I'm good, thanks. I'm good this morning. So that's great advice too. So we've got great abundance coming in for everybody. And this is important too, because this is about forgiving yourself for the fear of lack that you've had in the past, right? And so if you have been using that ego strength, if you've been trying to coerce and manipulate, and if you've been fixated on the abundance that you think that you want, and it's not been manifesting, or if you've been focused just on paying bills and rent and stuff and been stuck in that lack, instead of focusing on big dreams, on what you want from your life, of what, like the best life that you could possibly have, then you need to forgive yourself for all of that, because it sucks. It really does. When you're focused on that and the stuff that it manifests in your life, which is more struggle and lack, it's really stressful and it really sucks. And so you need to forgive yourself for that past focus that manifested in a lot of struggle, a lot of lack. And then open up to the universe is going to give you the abundance that's right for you. And as I said, sometimes it's not getting that car. Sometimes it's not even getting the money, right? So if I look back a few years ago, if I'd have got the money that I was asking for at the time, I was drinking a lot of alcohol then. I would have spent more money on destroying myself. The universe won't give it you when you're doing stuff like that. Now the universe can give me more money because I'm not going to harm myself with it. I'm not going to squander it on things that just aren't important. I'm not going to tie myself down with it either. And so sometimes it's held away from us what we're asking for good reason, because what's the true abundance that's really right for us is the universe knows. Like, it's not going to give stuff that will harm us. It's like I was saying yesterday, if you want to get like busier or something, if you want more success, but you're already working long hours, your plate's already full, the universe isn't going to give you more. The universe gives more to someone who's got a plate that's empty. It's not going to stress you out. It's not going to do you harm. It's not going to pile things on your shoulders when you're already overburdened. Right? So there you go. That's the daily. It's exciting. That's why I did my exciting face on the full thumbnail for this. So I'm going to get my cards for the day. I've been so frustrated this morning. I had to meditate before I did this because I was so frustrated in that group in Facebook, which is great. I'm really enjoying connecting with everyone in there. Archangel Michael and the Law of Attraction is called. But the group stopped me from commenting on a post. It'll let me do like 5 or something, and then it stops me even on new posts. So everyone's commenting on it, and I can't reply to them, and it seems really rude, but I can't do anything about it. I can't even reply to say I can't reply. So frustrating. So I was really frustrated, and so I had to meditate before. Facebook can be a pain sometimes. It's one of the worst platforms now, for me anyway. Okay, so my cards for the day, I've got Forgive Self and Wake Up. Interesting. So I'll keep these cards on my little, it's very dusty in fact, on my goddess card here. I'll stick my cards on here, keep them there all day, and so I can look back on what they are, and then I can like know what the day was all about. Oh, this is nice. Gratitude, have a good time. I am having a good time at the moment. I'm loving the work, loving this island, having much more fun. Especially now with quit drinking, it's so much more fun, real fun, not fuck yourself up fun. Excuse my swearing. Bobby says, my court appointment I talked about yesterday went awful. Oh no, cried all the way home. Just have been calm and peaceful ever since, ironically. Yeah, sometimes, we need to cry. We need to get those emotions out. Especially something like that, that's a lot that you went through there, Bobby. And to even get through stuff like that, we've got to push our emotions down. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to function, would we? And so, yeah, sometimes when it's like you put a lid on it like that, even if it goes badly, it's like, well, of course it's going to go badly. It's like the whole situation was bad. But then letting the emotions out at the end of it is a release. So it doesn't surprise me that you felt calm and peaceful since. You're detaching yourself from it. You can't, I've said this over and over again, you can't struggle your way to ease. If you've been struggling, and a lot of people do that, right? They'll work all their lives and struggle and struggle and struggle, thinking they're going to get peace in the end. And they don't. They get more struggle. And same, if you've been in a situation that's bad, you end up in a court case. You're not going to get good things from that. You don't get good things from bad stuff that's happened, unfortunately. But we do learn, right? We do learn. So yeah, there is a lesson in it. And you can't let it go. It's annoying. It sounds like rain, but it's not. Albert, hello. What is the blackness that I project into during our out-of-body experiences? Ooh. Sometimes I'm in my bedroom, oftentimes it's blackness. Oh, let's ask. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to give mini readings to everybody now. So I'll just pop up a message asking for one. Albert's first because he's just asked a question. Oh. Okay. Albert, so your high self is saying it's a mirror reflection, the darkness within you. It's a mirror reflection of being closed, like a closed door or closed curtains give you darkness. And when those doors and windows are open, they give you light. And so when your energy is going out there, you're seeing that mirror reflection, the closedness, the darkness. Let's see what else it has to say about that. So yeah, opening up. So sometimes people can get this kind of energy that I'm picking up here when they'll kind of wake up a little bit spiritually, but then feel really down on human beings and the whole world, thinking everything's going wrong and human beings are a scourge on the planet, a cancer on the planet, and we're all terrible. And that isn't really waking up, right? And so it's that kind of feeling that I'm getting from it. And it's about people for you. It's like opening up to people. And so maybe you've been quite closed down to people. Maybe like Bobby, you've been around people that haven't been good for you, toxic people. And instead of learning boundaries so that you can be open and then enforce your boundaries if someone shows you that they're toxic or someone shows you that you don't want them around, you down instead and close down to people instead to protect yourself, which is a stage. It's a stage of figuring out boundaries. But yeah, the next stage is not opening up, but learning boundaries, learning how to say no, practicing that, learning to recognize when people are toxic, not blame them or try and change them from it, because that's the ego strength, right? Trying to change something, trying to impose your will on people. It's just about knowing it's okay to turn away from people. It is. It's okay to make good decisions for yourself. And then when you start enforcing boundaries like that, when you get good at saying no, when you get good at saying goodbye, and then just ignoring that emotional response, because they will have an emotional response when you turn away from people like that, especially toxic people. They don't even need to be toxic. You don't need to justify it by them being toxic. Someone can just be not be for you. But when you get used to that, enforcing your boundaries, you learn that that's when you can really open up. We can't do it when we're not empowered. We can't open up because it's scary. Then you're open to all kinds of people. If you're allowing toxic people into your life and stuff. There you go, Albert. Diane, does Carla think of me? Am I in his thoughts? What does he think of me? Well, your higher self isn't going to say about him. Your higher self is going to say about you in this situation. Okay. I'm going to get your other two cards first. You're welcome, Albert. If anyone wants like a full reading with me as well, there's a link in the comments, in the description box for this summary. Okay. Diane, these are your cards. You've got allow and innocent and sabotage and listen. Right, so from the sabotage and listen card, that's like, this is like, are you really listening to your intuition and what your higher self is telling you? Because this is saying you're sabotaging yourself within this particular relationship, that is. And so this is like someone that meets someone and then thinks that they're great and completely ignoring the red flags that someone's showing them, or completely ignoring that you can see that they're not right for you or that they're not compatible with you, but going with it anyway. Like someone who has like this idealized idea of relationships and of the universe putting people in front of you that are right for you, instead of knowing that the universe puts everyone in front of you and it's up to you to choose wisely. And so you've not really been listening maybe to your feeling. And sometimes people can get involved, get into relationships with people that are actually fearing. You feel fear, and it feels like that excitement, the butterflies thing. That's how fear feels as well. And so yeah, sometimes you don't listen to your feelings and how it's. Sometimes you just don't listen to them. Like sometimes people will actually say to us, I'm no good for you. And I'm like, oh no, I can change you or whatever. And the reason that you're getting into situations like this, again, we're talking about the strength and boundaries, is that your innocence, it won't just attract innocent people that aren't going to harm you or whatever. It's not going to just attract the people that are in alignment with you, that are a mirror reflection of you. It's going to attract all kinds of people, including people that want to abuse that in you. It's like someone that gives too much and is a complete doormat and has no boundaries is going to attract those that want to take, that will manipulate and use people. It just will. And so allow your innocence, but then you've got to empower yourself and be stronger and actually learn how to listen to yourself properly so you're not sabotaging yourself. So Diane, that's your situation with Colin. So it doesn't really matter what he thinks of you. It's about what you think and what's going on for you in that situation. Hey Jojo. Yay, thank you for subscribing and coming along. Barbie says, when will I find the right job for me that also pays enough to at least survive? Well, let's go into that, especially because that abundance card has come out today. So if anyone else wants a reading, just pop up a message and I'll do that for you. You can ask a question if you want. You don't need to ask a question because your higher self knows what to tell you anyway. But okay, Bobby, about job with more abundance. Bobby, this is saying the touch card, it's about touching people's lives, right? But this is kind of telling me that you don't think your gift will actually return you the abundance that you want. So you're judging it and so you're not going into it. Hey Nikki, how are you? So Bobby, yeah, it's saying you're kind of judging a gift that you have, not thinking it's going to bring abundance in. Your higher self is like, no, it will. So you're reluctant to move forward in the area that's actually right for you because you're scared of other people criticizing you for it. So like, if I was doing the same thing, if I was like, oh no, people are going to find out that I can do readings and they're going to think I'm weird and all of that, then I wouldn't do this kind of thing, but I have to because it's my gift, right? And so in the same way, you're kind of criticizing yourself, fearful of other people criticizing you for what you really want to do. Does that make sense, Bobby? So I think you're looking for some kind of logic, some job that will logically in your mind give you the money that you're wanting. And your higher self is like saying, no, you're not here just to make money. You're here to do what you're here to do. And the money will flow when you're doing that. The true abundance will flow when you're doing that. I just need to go and get my charger. I'll be right back. And then get underneath. So many ways. Plug it in down here. Spider. And then do the whole high electric thing. Wiggle it around until it actually makes a connection. There. I don't know why, but the electrical sockets here are very loose. So you can't just plug something in and it works. You got to plug it in and then like wiggle it around a little bit until it makes that connection. Bobby says, yes, for sure. Nursing has always been my career, but spiritually I feel a different calling. Yeah. And you got that touch card, so it's like touching people's lives. But I've seen so many healers, of course, get into nursing first. So maybe there's something else going on. Right, who's up next? Good morning, Nikki. Jojo, will my wish come to fruition? It will, but you got to go for it. And what you're waiting for is not something outside of you. What you're waiting for is for yourself to learn how to open up more and be yourself more with people. So say if it's a relation, if your wish is a relationship, Jojo, this is saying like, well, a relationship that you'd get into at the moment, you'd be trying to pretend that you were perfect or something, or you'd be putting a false mask on for them, instead of like being your true self and having someone love you for being your true self. So the weight is you working on being happy with who you are, loving all of you. Sounds so cliche, but it's so true. It's like we can't be our full selves with people, like you are with your close friends, right? You can't be your full self, and this works for anything. It's like if your wish is your work or success or something, the same thing. You've got to be yourself, and we stop ourselves from being ourselves when we're not fully loving and accepting ourselves. To do with resources for your career, yeah. Yep. So you've got to wait at the moment while you're developing that. But you are on track because you've got guidance coming through, and it's especially around feeling good enough. And so if that has been a trigger for you lately, like not good enough, that's what you're working on right now, so that you can share who you really are. Remember, with that abundance card, with this treasure island card, it's about true abundance. It's about what we really need. And so, as I said, like this, the material stuff is often held back from us because what we really need is to step into who we really are. Do healing touch also? Okay, not professionally. Maybe it's time to do it professionally. Jojo says, Bobby Jones, follow your intuition. Yeah, we all have gifts. It's just up to us to discover them. Yeah, and then be confident enough in ourselves to actually share it with everyone. You're welcome, Jojo. Anyone else? Nikki? Do you want a reading? Anyone else want a reading? It's great that this is getting busier now. I like it when it's busy. My fluffy hair. Nikki, yes. When does your new bus arrive, Nikki? Or whoever it is. Hi, Nikki. Quiet period for you, figuring out who you are. Or this is asking you to meditate. Be still and be quiet. Meditate. I often met him, it's not him. Okay. That's funny. But it's good that you're kind of open and waiting now. Do you know what I mean? That energy, it's like it could be him, it could be this next person. Yeah, meditate. Let's pick out some other cards to see what your higher self is going on about. Because something that is coming that is going to feel overwhelming. Now, this can be in a good way, like when we're talking about abundance. Sometimes we can get something so good that it overwhelms us. And that's when we need to do this, meditate to realize who we are. Because, I was talking about that strength, true strength and ego strength. A lot of times, have you noticed, like spiritual people, they tend not to let abundance into their lives? And it's because they're actually judging themselves, right? Not valuing the spiritual stuff, not valuing the inner work that you do, not valuing this like Bobby's healing touch and stuff. And so if I didn't value my readings either, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd have to get a job in a bar or something. I don't know. So yeah, it's something big could come in, and if it feels overwhelming, it's about you knowing who you are, knowing that you deserve it, and understanding how you've deserved it, because the universe and our higher selves really really appreciates us for the inner work that we do, and moving forward, like evolving the human race emotionally and spiritually and all of that. Kwame, one thing I've been wondering about is if the income stream I've been dreaming about is something that I'm destined for or something my ego made up. Okay. Got quite a lot of money coming my way with the house situation, but who really knows? So yeah, Nikki, if that money comes in from the house and it triggers you, just meditate on that and realize how much you deserve it. Feel it. Because we can be the worst ones at not valuing what our true gifts are, I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't value what my true gifts are, if I didn't charge for my readings, and so I've got the time to do stuff like this and actually share what I do with a lot of people. You've got to value yourself. Kwame, yeah, it is true. So I'm going to talk about thoughts a little bit here, because we believe that our thoughts are coming from our heads, right? We've kind of been taught that our brains make thoughts up. It's not actually what happens. Our brain's more like a receiver and a transmitter. It's very few original thoughts that we have. We're receiving from our higher self, and we're receiving from the collective consciousness, the total collective consciousness, or the consciousness of wherever we are, the people that are around us. And so we receive thoughts more than in fact, I don't think we ever have original thoughts. I think maybe our higher self has an original thought and gives it to us, but everything else is picked up. And so with that in mind, the income stream you've been dreaming about, Kwame, you've been given that thought, and so it's to get you prepared for it, for the expansion, right? And so sometimes we have those dreams, not that it's about to manifest, but it's like, okay, think about this now, think about this abundance now, because then now you need to make the changes so that you're ready for that, to expand into that. So let's see what that is, Kwame, what that preparation is that you need to do. It's like dangling a carrot in front of us, It's like, this is going to happen for you. I'm going to get you focused on it so that you will start taking action, that inner action. Oh, okay. Kwame, it's about getting help. Because you can't do it all alone. You've got to allow support in. And so this is about, maybe you've got codependent stuff going on, wanting to give, not wanting to receive, not allowing support in somehow, wanting to be an island maybe, wanting to be independent. So when you think about that income stream, does that make you feel overwhelmed, Kwame? Do you think you have to do it all yourself? Or do you know that the universe can do it for you and other people can help you with it? Nikki, yes, definitely open to romance. Well, I've got quite a lot of money coming my way to the house. Oh, I saw that already. I feel what I've been pondering is not what my higher self is trying to lead me to. Okay. Maybe that genius aspect is going to kick in soon. We'll get a private reading very soon. What got my pay wrong? Oh, underpaid you. Oh, that sucks, doesn't it? But that's such a Mercury retrograde thing, not just because things go wrong with Mercury retrograde, but things go wrong in the material world because we've been directed within. It makes me feel bubbly and excited. That's awesome. So yeah, so that feeling. So you got to trust your feelings, Kwame. It's like, if something makes you feel really good, that's telling you that your higher self, that's come from your higher self. But I've been feeling a lot of isolation recently, and I need to move on from that. Yeah, you got to let that support in. It's like, I had people working for me many years ago. Some of you might remember. Maybe some of you have been healing that long, but yeah, I used to have a lot of psychics and stuff working for me. A team of them. years ago, and it wasn't, I don't know, it just changed what I was doing. I couldn't focus on my stuff anymore because I was just kind of supporting other psychics and healers and doing admin work. I didn't like it. I didn't like being a manager in that way. And so I ended up getting rid of everyone. A lot of them had already started their own businesses anyway. Some of them were still working in a job and just went back to that. Just carried on with that. It's not like I sacked them all. But yeah, now for the first time, I'm seeing that soon I'm going to need an admin assistant to help me. And you've got to be like in the same way. It's like as things get bigger, if I want this to be bigger, I've got to allow that help and I've got to let someone support me, because otherwise the universe will put a stop on it, because I'll be working too many hours, working too hard, doing the stuff that I don't need to do myself. Process just seems so slow. Yeah, it can feel like that. But then when you look at the internal work that we're doing, we shift quite a lot. It seems like the external stuff goes slowly, but the internal stuff seems to go pretty fast. Especially like you're watching all my readings go on there now, because you're commenting on them. And you're coming in here pretty much every day too. So you're doing a lot of inner work. It's like me, I do it every day. Even before I did this, I was doing it for myself every day. I've done for many, many years. I need a techie assistant. I just need admin for the social media stuff, for like the videos. When I do the videos, of course I shoot the videos myself, but the uploading thing and then putting the tags in, doing the description boxes for each of the videos, all that. It takes a lot of time. And so even though it might take me 2-3 hours to shoot the videos for a day, it takes me another 4 hours doing all the admin stuff. And so I'm doing like 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the social media stuff to get it out. It's more hours. So I'm just doing huge days when I'm doing the videos. And so then I can see, it's like, okay, well, I do the paid readings that come in, I prioritize them, but it's like, to get busier, I need someone else to help me to take some of that. So not so much technical, just admin, just like virtual assistant. I don't really work hard. I work a lot at the moment. It's not hard. None of it's hard work for me at all. Does anyone else want a reading? Just pop up a message saying me, or ask a question if you want. I do a lot of work, yeah. It's good. I like it. None of it's hard. It's exciting, the people that it attracts. New customers and everything, it's good. We'll have a read for everyone now. So yeah, I'm excited about this. Oops. I'm excited about this. Treasure Island card coming out, and so this is what we're doing all of this for. Tapping into our inner strength. Yeah, my subscription's going up. It's really good. The subscribers are going up on YouTube. Yeah, it's fantastic. And YouTube has started showing, what does it do? Recommending my videos to people, some of the weekly reads, especially. This week, the Gemini's one has put it out there. I was just looking at the back end, and it's been recommended from people watching other people's like tarot readings and stuff. And one of them, how cool is this? It says what people have searched for on YouTube or on Google. One of them was just Taurus. Taurus is the search, and they found my video. How cool is that? So yeah, it's happening now. Like I'm seeing a big transition in it, which is fantastic. And yeah, it's just consistency. Just got to keep on doing it, keep on doing it, keep on doing it to get the YouTube thing. But I know, although it takes a lot of work at first, if I just carry on doing it, it works. So thank you everyone for coming along. Don't forget, click like on this video. And don't forget as well, if you want to win a reading, a private reading with me worth 120 Australian dollars, then just comment on one of my videos with a yellow heart somewhere within the comment. And you'll get an entry, and you can enter as many times as you like. I will draw it on the end of the last day of November. So good luck. But not in the live comments. On the replay comments, you can on this, but not in the live ones because they disappear. So thanks everyone for coming along and for subscribing and liking this and watching my videos and all of that and sharing it with your friends as well. That would be great. Have a fantastic day, night, whatever it is where you are, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. When I do the draws, what I do is I use random.org, I think it is. It's a random number generator, online random number generator. And so I will use that and then probably count backwards through the comments to that number. And that will pick the person. That's how I do it. The notorious fart. My butt has been making noises. Will this ever stop, according to the cards? No, it'll never stop because you're the notorious fart. Bye. Thanks everyone for coming along.